Good morning, I'm Larry Steinhouse, and welcome to Money Chat Now. Money Chat Now is a politically charged stock market pre-show, giving you the politics behind the biggest moves in the stock market. It is presented with comedic common sense by an expert in financial literacy, and hey, that's me, Larry Steinhouse. Today is Monday, January 24th, and I want to welcome you to the show. We are here live on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia, and we are live on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Hey, by the way, my Twitter handle is @LarrySteinhouse, and you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, and other social media by searching Larry Steinhouse. Just remember, if you're watching online, hit that like button, hit that share button, and let the world know that you're enjoying the show as well. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook. Of course, you can leave comments live during the show on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter. And please say hi so I know you're watching. Hey, Bill, I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. You are the best. All right. So, Money Chat Now is also brought to you by Investor Schooling, and you can attend a complimentary class this Thursday by going to investorschooling.com. You will learn about real estate investing and stock option trading from those who do it every day. All right, on today's show, of course, we're going to be talking about the futures update. We're going to be talking about the Russia-Ukraine mess. We're going to be talking about train robberies. We're going to be talking about something that I call Germany's revenge. We're going to be talking about the earnings playbook, and Abu Dhabi was fired upon. We need to talk about that. That's interesting. I want to say hello to Mick, and there's somebody else out there, a Facebook user, who's saying good morning as well. I'm just not sure who it is. All right. Last week, I got to tell you, last week was one of the worst weeks we have seen in the stock market since the pandemic scare, and I'm kind of afraid it might get worse. January is usually a time of great moves as earnings come roaring in, but we aren't seeing any remarkable earnings, and then as Wall Street's scared and basically running and putting their money in cash. The Dow for the week was down about 1,200 points, and the NASDAQ was creamed down almost about 900 points for the week, pulling officially into correction territory. The market rout may continue this week, and frankly, if it does, we're officially entering a bear market. You know, we have some tech earnings this week that will really set the stage for what's about to happen, but I don't really know if they're going to be very good. IBM and Logitech will be announcing after the market today, and Microsoft is tomorrow, and Wednesday we have Intel and AT&T. We also have Boeing reporting on Wednesday, and hopefully these companies will launch the market back up. If not, yikes, really. The futures were up last night when I went to bed, and now all of a sudden they're tanking again as the Wall Street rout continues. The futures right now, the Dow is down 114 points. The S&P is down almost 20, and the NASDAQ is down 96. It's really, really ugly. Hey, I want to say hello to Jane and Mick and Tom. Thanks, guys. Hey, if you're a fan of this show, you know that I've been predicting the Russia-Ukraine event to happen in February this year. I detailed the reasons why I would wait until February, such as avoiding a takeover before Christmas, and of course, the scary Omicron variant, that would keep some of the troops from reporting to work. So there it is. It's about to be a week before February, and the world is getting tense. The only problem is that we have cowards and self-preserving leaders in charge of the surrounding countries and this basically means the Ukraine is doomed, and they know it. First of all, Germany, who may or may not retaliate to help the Ukraine get 40% of it, where they get 40% of their oil from. So Germany gets 40% of their oil from it, right? So they're not going to do anything. Russia, basically, and they also get all their oil from Russia as well. It also means that if Germany even says, hey, please don't invade Ukraine, Russia says no oil for you. This leaves Germany being held hostage by Russia. Now take the UK and the United States. Both are threatening sanctions against Russia. Neither of them are saying they would fly in troops or war machines to defend the Ukraine. They are simply saying they would impose sanctions. None of the news reports are stating what these sanctions are, but what can they be? We will not import toilet paper to Russia? How about electronics or cars? Well, people, because most of these things come from China anyway, they aren't really going to notice. Hey, if we could only hold back, the supply of vodka, but most of it's made in Russia anyway. In fact, because of the bottlenecks here, we can't even get the goods to get the goods from the bottlenecks to withhold from Russia. Of course, we have our big-mouth politicians who try to play bully, but seriously, Russia is drinking their homemade vodka and laughing at them. Anthony Blinken, Secretary of State, has been interviewed by the Communist News Network, CNN, and with a straight face he said, if a single additional Russian force goes to Ukraine in an aggressive way, that would trigger a swift, severe, and united response from us in Europe. This is Blinken? Really? President Braindead said an invasion of the Ukraine would be the most consequential thing that ever happened to the world since World War II. Most consequential thing that ever happened to the world since World War II. Is he serious? Did he forget about a few of these invasions? Like Chechnya, Kargil, the Congo, Ethiopia, Haiti, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Panama, Vietnam, Falklands, Iran, Afghanistan, Thailand, Tanzania, Lebanon. Honestly, I could go on and on and on, but it would take up the whole show. So here we are. Russia is about to invade the Ukraine, and the United States is threatening sanctions? By the way, here are the things that the U.S. exports to Russia. You ready? Mineral fuels to make plastic and precious metals. Now don't forget there's an economy here for those items, and even if the U.S. tries to stop the shipment of these items, Russia's just basically going to find them elsewhere from, their buddies in maybe China. So here's what Russia exports to us. The biggest things they export to us are petroleum and wheat. Sounds like a standoff to me. So here's my prediction. Russia's going to invade the Ukraine within 3 weeks from now. President Braindead will make a speech about it and forget the point of the speech, about halfway through it. The world will laugh. The Ukraine will be part of Russia within a week of basically the so-called invasion. By the way, write this down and see if I'm right on this one, especially the part about Braindead's speech. Oh, by the way, the stock market will fall in the news, so be prepared. I'm almost wondering if Wall Street is already thinking this is going to happen, and that might be the cause of the past 2 weeks. In a late addition to the story, by the way, the State Department on Sunday ordered the families of all American personnel and the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine to leave the country amid heightened fears of a Russian invasion. So just to add to the stupidity, the State Department actually said this, ready? They actually do not travel to Ukraine due to the increased threats of Russian military action and COVID-19. COVID-19? Really? Do they have more COVID-19 in the Ukraine than the rest of the world? Unbelievable. Look, some people are going to have to cancel their plane travel to Ukraine this summer because I'm not sure if the ticket to Ukraine will now need to say a ticket to Russia instead. By the way, if you take a trip to Ukraine, when they land, all the passengers will now sing "Back in the USSR." All right. Lewis, hey, thanks. I appreciate you guys watching. All right, let's talk about train robberies. So some of the best Western movies included scenes of train robberies. Where the robbers run up to the train riding horses, jump in the open boxcar, and throw out the safe with all the money in it as the robbers jump off. Some of these movies were a little silly in a depiction of train robberies, but get this. In California especially, train robbing has become so easy that many people do it for sport. The trains are robbed so often that the empty boxes are actually littering the train tracks and the depots to the point where it looks like a picture of a natural disaster. I don't know if you guys have seen these pictures, but it is amazing, right? Once again, the brilliant Gavin Useless has made crime legal. So guess what, criminals? Oh, wait, criminals. I think we can't call them criminals anymore, can we? I know. Let's call them merchandise owners without receipts. Undocumented owners of items. So the undocumented owners of items rarely get caught. But when they do, they might be charged with a misdemeanor if the judge is in a bad mood that day. That's it, basically, right? So the police aren't even wasting their time going on these calls. And besides, they've been defunded anyway. Union Pacific says that it's seen a 160% jump in criminal rail theft in Los Angeles since December 2020. When Useless said that he's not going to prosecute criminals anymore. So the total losses to Union Pacific have come to $5 million over the past year. That doesn't include losses tallied by customers shipping on its rails. In other words, this is just people who are sending freight, not people who are ordering things. By the way, I wonder who will pay for this problem in the cost of higher insurance, basically to ship things, right? I know you and I will, of course. But on the bright side, at least our taxes aren't only going to help the lazy people to get a job, we also get to pay for their new TV with higher shipping insurance charges. On the other hand, maybe these undocumented owners of things are actually smarter than the documented owners of things. When I go to Best Buy website and find that something is out of stock, it's possible that these undocumented owner of what I'm looking for is already enjoying it. They avoid the empty shelves and lack of inventory by taking it before it even gets to the store. Actually, I think it's brilliant. I wonder if they ship Teslas via train. Maybe that's why there's so many in California. Hey, Jose, thanks for watching. Hey, Carrie, thanks so much for watching. Totally appreciate it. Hey, let's talk real quick about Germany's revenge. During the 12 years Hitler was in power in Germany from 1933 to 1945, he claimed the Germans were the superior race. He killed millions in concentration camps and controlled the media just like politicians do now. Here's a scary thought now. And I'm telling you, you're only going to hear this on this show. No one else is talking about this. What if Germany is now getting its revenge and controlling the world and the public like they did before? I discovered something hidden in a news article that petrifies me. It turns out, listen to this carefully, it turns out that Germany is the #1 contributor to the World Health Organization. That's correct. The WHO, who controls all the media around COVID, has a donor that's pushing the narrative of vaccines, masks, and lockdowns. This is worse than insider trading by our government. This is world manipulation. I realize you're putting it all together now, but think about it. The WHO can't change their views on COVID unless Germany allows them to do it, or Germany will cut them off. I don't understand this. Why am I the only one who understands this obvious problem? Hello, Fox News. Hello, Newsmax. This is an obvious problem. Oh, hello, CNN. Oh, wait, never mind. CNN is the communist controlled anyway. They probably knew it during the entire pandemic. All right, let's take a break, and we'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from 2 Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Falcone and Larry Steinhouse, about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend Investor Schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on Investor Schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, I want to thank you all for listening on WWDB and radio in Philadelphia. And of course, if you're watching online, please hit that share button. Come on, Jane, hit that share button. Jose, hit that share button. Tommy, hit that share button. Let's go, Mick, hit that share button. Hey, this way you can help your friends learn how to make more money and give them a laugh. All right, hit that like button. Let me know you enjoyed the show. And, of course, leave comments on Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn and YouTube, and I will try to respond to them live. All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going on right now. So far we've been discussing the futures update, and the Dow is down 113, the S&P is down 20, and the NASDAQ is down 103 or 108. It moved as I said it. All right, we talked about Russia and Ukraine, and there's no doubt in my mind that Russia's going to invade Ukraine in the next 3 weeks, and it's going to look ugly. We talked about Governor Useless, and he's allowing all the train robberies, and now all these people are undocumented owners of things or owners of undocumented things. I don't know, whatever. We talked about Germany's revenge, and coming up, we're going to be talking about the earnings playbook. Abu Dhabi has been fired upon. And of course, we're going to be talking about picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button? Did you hit that share button? Come on, let's do it. Hit that like button, hit that share button. Don't forget to leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're listening on WWDB Radio, be sure and set a preset to this station and listen every day at 7:30. Hey, also look up Money Chat Now on Facebook when you get home and let me know what you think of the show. All right, let's go into the second half and let's talk a little bit about earnings. So let's talk about earnings announcements this week. Usually, I got to tell you, it's a great month for the stock market, and clearly it does not look that way. I got to tell you, here are some of the stocks that often beat earnings and rise after the announcement. So Teledyne, believe it or not, is a stock that actually has a 100% beat rate, and they typically rise 2.2% after the announcement. So for you guys who don't know, this is an aerospace and imaging company. I would take a look at this. This is actually an interesting company. I'm also wondering if they'll keep their perfect record. MasterCard is another company that beats 94% of the time, and the stock rises about 2%. Apple also beats 89% of the time, and the stock typically rises 1.2%. Booz Allen is also, I don't know if you guys know who Booz Allen is, but they're a security consulting firm. They have a lot of contracts with the government, and they usually beat 89% of the time, and they rise 1.4%. I'm going to tell you, these should be interesting plays as we continue with the worst earnings season I can remember in over a decade. By the way, IBM is the play today after the bell, and hopefully that will reset some of the market. Hey, Ken, I want to thank you for watching. Thanks so much for watching on YouTube. I totally appreciate you. All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in Abu Dhabi. I did notice a clear correlation with the futures market this morning dropping when a news report that missiles were fired on Abu Dhabi this morning. So basically, 2 missiles were fired on Abu Dhabi, and they were both intercepted with no casualties. However, the stock market across the oil-rich region fell following the news. Abu Dhabi's main share index, the Dubai Financial Market General Index, fell more than 2%. So this happened right after these missiles were launched. The index's 6 most valuable stocks were also down, with the blue chip property giant Amar leading losses of more than 3.5%. So I'm really seeing that this is what's going on now. War is starting to happen, or starting to show up, and that's probably what's causing the market to start to go down. Look, there's also a whole bunch of things going on right now with the futures rate going up. With the bond rate going up. So anyway, the U.S. State Department issued a security alert shortly after the attempted attack, warning Americans in the area to take precautionary measures. It appears that, once again, war is on the minds of many investors right now. We are seeing an uprise of war activities and an uprise of fear in the minds of people. This may be the changing tide in the economy and in the stock market, so be cautious of it. But also, it may bring buying opportunities that will continue to come from this. So be careful, but this would be nice. Of course, this attack may affect the oil markets as well. So now we have Russia invading the Ukraine, and we have Abu Dhabi being fired upon. I really have to say that we need a president in this country who understands that our dependency on foreign oil is a losing prospect. Expect oil prices to rise and rise and rise. By the way, I hope the liberal Democrats have already bought their electric cars, because they aren't going to be able to afford the oil prices. Hey, if you want to learn more about how you can get ahead in inflation and high oil prices, you want to listen to the commercial, and basically, you want to go to investor schooling. Go this Thursday. I'll see you in a minute, and here's how.
Okay, so you've thought about investing in real estate, houses, apartment buildings, properties, but don't really know where to start? Well, what if you could very easily learn how to gain strategies to use other people's money to buy and sell houses in the Philadelphia area? If you could learn and network with successful area real estate investors, and how to produce monthly income on rental properties without headaches, that place is Investor Schooling. With Investor Schooling, you'll learn from 2 Philadelphia area rockstar real estate investors, Phil Felton Falcone and Larry Steinhouse about how to buy and sell properties the easy way and teach you basic and advanced techniques to help you make money in real estate. You can attend investor schooling in person or online visual classes 8 times a month. You can and will learn how to make money in real estate. Call for free information and get a complimentary pass to one of these classes. But don't delay, as these complimentary passes are limited. Call the number on your screen now or visit investorschooling.com. investorschooling.com.
All right, welcome back to Money Chat Now. I'm your host, Larry Steinhouse. And of course, if you'd like more information on investor schooling, you can go to investorschooling.com or call 866-424-2829, 866-424-2829. Hey, so far we've been talking about the futures update, and now the Dow is down 112 points, the S&P is down 21, and the NASDAQ is down 108, and I'm down a lot of money. All right, we talked about Russia-Ukraine and the fact that Russia will be invading Ukraine really soon, and we'll be back to the USSR. We've been talking about train robberies and the fact that basically people are robbing trains because they can't buy stuff in the stores. Makes sense, right? We talked about Germany's revenge. We talked about the earnings playbook, and we talked about the fact that Abu Dhabi is being fired on, and that is causing all kinds of messes because we have war over there, we have war in Russia, we have war all coming. And that's going to tank the stock market, of course. All right, coming up is today's picks and plays. But first, did you guys hit that like button yet? Did you hit the share button yet? Hey, come on, guys, hit that like button, hit that share button. Let everyone know what great stock plays are coming by sharing this information. Hey, you can share it, by the way, in your page or in groups that you feel will benefit from some of the great stock plays. So feel free to share it in some groups as well. You can also leave comments on Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and YouTube, and I'd like to see that. All right, and of course, if you're listening on WWDB Radio, set one of your presets to this channel and listen every day at 7:30 for all you need to know about the politics behind the stock market. All right, let's talk about what's going on. Oy. These are really the days that I hate the stock market. I'm going to tell you, this month is brutal, and frankly, it scares me. I have noticed that in the past, when I'm scared, this is basically the time to buy stocks. The problem, of course, is, once again, I'm out of money. I bought this past week on 2 dips, thinking this thing was going to turn around, and it didn't turn around, and it really looks bad. I still like plays like Meta and Apple, but, you know, right now you got to white-knuckle them as we approach earnings. Coinbase is being killed by crypto moving down, and that makes no sense. But Coinbase, you know, it's maybe a surprise earnings play because Coinbase does not make money on the price of crypto. They make money on the trades. So if the price is plummeting, that means that there is more trading volume, and that's good for the company. I don't get it. I mean, I realize that Coinbase owns some crypto, but still, the biggest thing here is the fact that there are going to be lots of trades, and that will make the company money. Their earnings isn't until March, so we'll see what happens. It may be a really scary white knuckle play. The oil stocks are probably going to rally on the increased oil prices. That's going to be expected when Russia invades Ukraine. I happen to like Halliburton, and their earnings announcement is today, so I actually think they're going to do really, really well. Also, Oxy is another one that looks like a winner, and their earnings is in a month. And by the way, it's kind of weird that their earnings are so far apart because they usually sectors have earnings near each other. But I would take advantage of the clue you get from Halliburton today. If Halliburton rises, Oxy will probably be a really good play. I would use Halliburton earnings as a guide for the Oxy earnings. So the market is a bit of a mess, and this week will be the guide. I got to tell you, if it closes down again this week, it's going to get really, really brutal. Puts, shorts, or cash may be the play. I have to tell you, if you're in real estate, make sure you refinance now and pull out all the cash you can. If you don't have real estate, if you have real estate, you want to pull out the cash, you want to refinance. You also want to buy real estate if you're thinking about buying it now because interest rates are going to soar. By the way, I've lowered all my rates and my payments, and I basically have raised rents. So I lowered my payments. So I think this is a great business model. Lower your payments, raise your rents, make more money. That's always a good business model, right? All right. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in crypto. By the way, this is miserable. So is it the end of crypto? Frankly, I got to tell you, I don't believe crypto will ever end, but it's definitely going to consolidate. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but a couple of weeks ago or about a month ago, I created and sold an NFT, and I learned that this business is very expensive. The fees to do anything with crypto make it so ridiculous as a currency for now, and I don't know if it's going to really hold on. I'm also starting to see that the shoeshine boys who invested their life savings of $500 aren't as excited anymore. And is this a sign that it's over? I don't know. Maybe. I know Mick's saying his Shiba is killing him. I got to tell you, Mick, so is mine. It's bad. All right, gold and silver are inching up, but I'm certain they're going to be moving higher this year as crypto craze slows down. And with interest rates rising, the investors are definitely going to be looking for safe havens, and gold and silver are always a safe haven. So I might even suggest you sell your Shiba, Mick, and put it in gold and silver. You might be the better place, but that's up to you. So the Treasury bond is slowly moving down, and we need to move down quickly. I don't know, it may be stuck in this range for a while. I was kind of hoping for one more ride into 1.5% to boost the tech stocks before it settled into the new range. And I'm going to tell you another thing, is the new range is probably going to be 1.75 to 2, and then eventually move from 2 to 2.5, and that's not going to be great. Hey, by the way, before we finish for the day, have you guys ordered my book yet? So go to barnesandnoble.com, look for Money Hacks by Larry Steinhouse, and you will learn all kinds of great things about money, about savings money, and I'll tell you that my accountant even said it's probably a tax write-off. So you guys want to order it and do it. I want to thank all the listeners on WWDB Radio in Philadelphia, and I want to thank you for your continued support. Hey, if you're enjoying the show, please reach out and let us know. You can leave comments on the WWDB fan page on Facebook, and you can look for us online. My name is Larry Steinhouse, and I am the host of Money Chat Now, and I am also the CEO of Investor Schooling. Of course. Hey, thanks, Mick. He says he ordered the book. Thank you so much. I totally appreciate it. And any of you guys are online, please order the book. It's awesome. I'm telling you, the book will make you lots of money. From time to time, I also want to let you know that I own some of the assets and options discussed in this show, and the opinions discussed in this show is solely mine, and no one has asked me to make them. Hey, don't forget, also, like the Money Chat Now page on Facebook, like the Money Chat Now page or the Money Chat Now on YouTube, and don't forget, you can still leave comments, and I will still see them, even if you're watching the show as a repeat. Hey, did I say that from time to time I own some of the assets? I think I did. And by the way, I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to make sure that you all have an awesome and profitable day. We will see you tomorrow at 7:30.